name is Tori McPhail, and I'm the executive chef of Commander's Palace. Around here, it's all about Creole food, which is essentially refined Louisiana flavors. You have French, Spanish, and a mixture of other cultures and backgrounds that collide in a very unique approach to Louisiana cooking. It's all about seasoning. We season our food very well with that great Louisiana flavor. You can't just add salt and pepper and think you've got a great Southern dish. So join me in the Commander's Kitchen for Cooking with Crystal. Hi friends, welcome back to the kitchen. Today I'm going to share with you our insider's tips on how to make a perfect poached egg for jazz brunch here at Commander's Palace. Our secret ingredient, obviously eggs, but it's actually Crystal hot sauce. But we also have a little bit of vinegar. And what the vinegar does, it's very low in pH, high in acid. And what that does is when you drop in the egg, it starts to help coagulate the egg very quickly, so your poached eggs become nice and beautiful round. The problem with that is there's no salt and pepper in it, so your eggs come out to the dining room and they have zero flavor, pretty bland. So the idea here is we're actually going to use Crystal hot sauce as well. Whether you know it or not, there's a good amount of vinegar in Crystal hot sauce, but it already has the salt and it already has that great chili flavor, which is the perfect ingredient to make your eggs even better. And don't be bashful here. We're cooking in Louisiana style in the kitchen from Commander's Palace. So lay it all on. That's how we do it here in the kitchen. You want some of that good acidity, but it also adds a good amount of salt and some fresh spice to get all that Creole flavor in your poached eggs at home. Once this comes back up to a simmer, we're gonna add in some fresh eggs. Now these eggs have been tempered and been sitting out under the countertop for about an hour and a half. And the idea here is you wanna get a little bit more temperature into the egg so it's not quite as much of a shock when it goes into the simmering water. What that's going to do is create a smoother egg and also a little bit of convection in your pot. What we have going here is just over about 3/4 of a gallon of liquid, and you start to see that movement in the pot, which is the key to poaching the perfect eggs. And what we'll do here is just gently crack them on a flat surface. Okay, we're not going to crack them on the side of the pot. That forces the shell into the egg. A flat surface. We just want to gently keep adding our eggs here in different sections of the pot. I think this is kind of the myth about poached eggs. Everybody says, man, I've got to go to a fancy restaurant to get perfect brunch eggs. And you know what? That's not the case. With a good amount of vinegar in your pot and using beautiful fresh eggs right off the farm, you're going to find that you can have the amazing flavored brunch eggs right on your table at home. So our eggs are in. You can start to see a little bit of the steam come out across the top of it. We're just going to poach these for about 3 minutes until they're just about medium rare. Gently roll these around. And the idea here is there's enough convection in the bottom of the pot that the eggs never hit the bottom. They go in and they start to gently spin around the outside. As they start to coagulate, you can see the albumin and the protein of the egg starting to rise to the surface, which is exactly what you want. People have this misconception as well that you never want to add salt into your poaching liquid, and that's just not the case. By adding a little bit of Crystal hot sauce, you not only add the vinegar, but a good amount of salt and also that great spice, which is going to add even more flavor to your dish. As our eggs are cooking, we're going to prepare our water bath. Now this is a third ice. This is about a third water. Okay, and also a third Crystal hot sauce. And so the scoop with this is you've got vinegar, you've got salt, you've got all this great Louisiana flavor that you want to preserve. But if we take our eggs out, shock them in regular ice water, then all that flavor is going to get washed away. So instead of adding all the water, you make up by adding more Crystal hot sauce to it. So it gets poached in all that great seasoning, you pull it out, and it gets chilled in all that great seasoning. It looks great. And don't be afraid, you just want to be able to gently kind of see how it wobbles. It needs to go a little further. Just kind of keep moving them around, that way they never settle on the very bottom. Okay, and it's still a little ways to go. You can see how lakey and wobbly that is. If you try to bring that out now, it's going to pop and all the yolk is going to run out. Now we're definitely using a lot of Crystal hot sauce in this recipe, but there's a point to it. Crystal is a lot more well-balanced and a lot more flavorful than some of the other hot sauces out there. Some of the other ones are they have more vinegar and salt, and then kind of chilies last. This one's completely the opposite. Chilies come first, which is what all that great Louisiana flavor is about, and then the vinegar, and then just a little bit of salt. So it's smoother, more well-rounded, just like our Creole cooking here in New Orleans. Okay, we're almost ready there. At this point, you can start to see all the eggs are rising to the surface, which is always a good sign of that we're almost ready. We always try to do more eggs than what we're actually going to cook. And if some of them come out like this, it's not a big deal. You can chop that up, you can put it in a salad, you can use that for dinner or what have you. We generally get about maybe 80 to 90% yield, so always do an extra couple. So these look beautiful. They're coming out nice and pink. But nice and soft to the touch was exactly what we want. The idea here is we do all the hard work ahead of time. That way you can make a cup of coffee, you can open some champagne, you can relax on a Saturday morning and not have to stress about the perfect poached eggs. I'm going to gently pull these out. And as they rest in the ice water, they're going to stop the cooking, so those yolks are going to be perfectly nice and runny and nice and pink throughout the middle. Beautiful. So we're going to let these cool just for a minute, and I'm going to show you the next step to making the perfect poached egg. So we're back. Let me show you the next step on creating the most perfect poached egg. So at this point, we're going to pull all of our eggs out of our water bath. And you just want that beautiful, nice, shiny texture. And we're going to lay these down. So again, we're going to do all the hard work ahead of time. And these eggs are not ice cold all the way through. You just want them cool to stop the cooking process, but not ice cold. The internal temperature is still around body temperature. And these can sit out on your countertop for an hour. Let you get the opportunity to finish up the rest of the details for your beautiful jazz brunch. And then we can clean up and get on with the next steps. All right, friends, let's finish our dish. We definitely don't want to be wasteful. So we've got our poaching liquid here. We're going to reuse that. We're just going to take and gently ladle this poaching liquid back out across the top of our eggs. You've done all the hard work ahead of time. We're just going to gently get a little bit more temperature inside the eggs. We just gently go back and forth. Pour that off. You see how easy that is? That way all of your eggs are perfectly cooked, exactly the same every single time as you get the rest of the ingredients together for your perfect jazz brunch at home. There you go. Eggs are done. So I know everybody at home knows how to make Eggs Benedict, but here it's Jazz Brunch, we're in New Orleans, so we're gonna take it one step further, and we're actually gonna do a bottomless foie gras braised duck and truffle mushroom ravioli. In the bottom here, you can see our braised duck, good flavors of fresh truffle and garlic and chilies, a little bit of crystal hot sauce. We're gonna take one of these beautiful poached eggs out, put it here right across the top. This is a piece of handmade pasta. And I love raviolis, but just never have enough of that filling. So just do one sheet of pasta, have a little bit healthier. And then do a little bit of crystal hot sauce just right around the outside. All that great Louisiana flavor. Good. A little bit of fresh chopped parsley. A little bit of tasso seasoning. And there you have it, friends. Our insider's tips on how to make the perfect poached egg using crystal hot sauce. Y'all can definitely do this at home for your next beautiful jazz brunch, and you don't have to go all the way out to Commander's Palace. But if you do, I'd be proud to cook for you. Come check it out and use crystal hot sauce.